Hey guys, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. I am going to be coming to you today to bring you a reading for twin flames. I did a recording a few days ago about how I'm being guided to focus more on the twin flame collective and the twin flame journey. So I am going to be focusing on twin flames, and I'm going to be focusing on the time frame of Venus in retrograde. This is going to be a really important time for the twin flame collective because Venus in retrograde is going to really have people rethinking, revising, renewing different things in their love life and in their financial life. So Venus focuses on love and money. And when a planet goes in retrograde, it really has us. It sometimes can create turbulence in those areas, but the reason why it happens is so that we can get a deeper look at those areas in our life. So many of you may be used to like hearing Mercury in retrograde, which is like our communication, our transportation, technology. And when Mercury is in retrograde, we usually deal with communication problems. Sometimes our car will break down. You're really not supposed to buy, any kind of a vehicle or anything around that time because it will likely not last you for a very long time. So this is kind of the same type of thing, except Venus is the planet of love and money. So when it goes retrograde, we are going to probably be dealing with some issues in money, maybe some issues at work, how we get our money, the things that surround us that are focused around how we gain our abundance. And then we're also going to be looking at love. So there may be some issues happening in relationships. This can be with family. It can be with intimate people, people that you're intimate with. So, there may be some time. And Venus is going to be in retrograde from October 8th until I think like November 10th. I might be a few days off, but it's about 40 days. So during this time frame, we may be having a few issues, a few setbacks, but by the end of Venus in retrograde, we should all have a much clearer picture of those areas of our life. So where we are supposed to be in love and where we are supposed to be as far as money. So I am going to do a twin flame reading on this area and this time frame. Now, me personally, I connect with two different groups of twin flames. So I connect with the people who are similar to my path. So they started their journey around the same time I did, or if they didn't, they accelerated to a place where I'm at now very quickly. So I've been on this twin flame journey for about 3 years now. And many of the people who have been on the journey for a little while now, they are kind of in a different place and have gone through different things than some people who may have just entered the twin flame journey within this last year. So I do find most of the readers and people that I listen to on YouTube tend to kind of connect with the group that I'm in, and so they talk a lot about union happening soon and twin flames coming together, which in my opinion I think that definitely is a possibility, but union for me is the union within yourself, and I feel like when you get to a certain place within this journey, you start to really recognize that. And coming into union with your actual twin flame, with the counterpart, does not seem to be as important as it was maybe in the past. because you come to a place where you really don't need anything outside of yourself. So if you do come into some kind of a union with the other counterpart that you're on this journey with, then that's kind of just like an extra bonus. And there's no guarantee that that union that you have is going to stay in union. A lot of people say that, during this time, those people that are coming together, are just going to be, in fairy tale land after they come into union. But, I don't know if that's really the case for everybody. Everybody's journey is very different. Sometimes we are meant to come together with our twin flames during certain time periods, and sometimes we are meant to be away from them because we need to do inner work or focus on our own personal missions. So I do connect, obviously with the group of twin flames that are on that similar path as me or have gotten to this point. I also find that I connect with people who in the last year have just recognized the fact that they are twin flames. And what I've noticed is that their journey seems a little bit different than what I've experienced in my own personal journey and with the people that I have spoken with or been involved with who were on the twin flame journey, 3 years ago. So, and that could be because the people who've been on that journey for a little while have kind of broken down a lot of these ego-based type of templates that we were living in. We worked during these 3 years to kind of break those things down. And so the twin flames that have recently recognized that they are twin flames within this last year, some of the things that they're dealing with are a little bit different than the things that we've dealt with. So I would like to focus on both groups because I'm fully aware that I connect with both of these groups of twin flames. So what I'm going to do is for the first group of twin flames, this will be twin flames that have been on the journey for more than a year. Or have had the recognition of it for more than a year. So I'm going to pull a few cards for the feminine energies, a few cards for the masculine energies to see what's going to be happening during Venus in retrograde for that group. And then I'm going to pull some cards for the twin flames who have come into the recognition of being a twin flame just within this last year. And I'll do the same thing for them. Pull a masculine energy and a feminine energy to see what kind of things they're going to be dealing with during Venus in retrograde. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with the twin flames who have been on this journey for over a year. Spirit, what kind of energies is this group of twin flames going to be faced with or dealing with during the time of Venus in retrograde here in 2018? What kind of things do twin flames need to know? What things do this group of twin flames need to know about Venus in retrograde 2018? What messages does this group of twin flames need to know about Venus in retrograde 2018? Okay. So I'm going to pull for the feminine energy first. What message, what overall message do people who are in the feminine energy of twin flames need to know about Venus in retrograde? What's going to be the main focus of the feminine energy for Venus in retrograde? The feminine energy. Okay. So I have the Six of Fire, the Ten of Earth, and the Queen of Water. And then underneath the deck, we have the Queen of Fire. Okay. So what I can see from here is that feminines who have been on this journey for over a year now, during Venus in retrograde, you are going to be, I think, really focusing on the duality of things, and really having to balance yourself and your energy during this time. So there can be things that come up during this time that are conflicting, that bring up some kind of negative emotions. There can be things going around you in your environment, that are kind of trying to pull you into a lower vibration. And you are being asked to keep yourself centered during this time. Don't get sucked in to the lower vibrational energy. And if you do get sucked into that energy, recognize it and then pull yourself out of that, and balance your energy again. I also see here, and this kind of is like focusing on the money aspect, is that, you are being, this is the Ten of Earth. So, connecting to the material world. Really, I think like learning how to manifest and stabilize yourself in the material world, independently. I also see here like, really connecting to nature. Oh, that's a dragon that she has there. Yeah, I mean, I see like connecting to nature, to Gaia, connecting to the animals in nature, paying attention to the things that are going on outside in nature, connecting to the trees, just really seeing these things. But also using that energy and what we have outside, in nature, to bring up that Empress energy within yourself so that you can be abundant in all ways. So, I really pick up like the Empress energy here. The Empress is, somebody who is abundant, she's nurturing, she is a mother, and this is you like really being in that feminine energy and not needing anything outside of yourself because you are gaining all of this abundance within yourself. And there may be, some things that are happening during this time period that are kind of trying to distract you from doing this. And so that's why you have to kind of stay within that balanced energy so that you can continue to move forward with where you need to be. I really, I see like the pieces of earth. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of hard to see. But like, it's almost like the earth is growing on the bottom of her dress. And it's like she is part of the earth, so recognizing that you are one with everything. You are one with the earth. You are one with the animals. You're one with the trees and the people in your life. Yeah, really having that sense, that Empress energy, and that sense of just being one with everything. I also here we have the Queen of Water. And so this is, you know, your intuitive nature, your psychic abilities, you know, really tapping into that during this time. And you might, you know, this is kind of like where you might have to go to find this balance. You know, if you have some kind of interference that's happening and it's kind of like pulling you away from, you know, being in this Empress energy, you know, you're going to have to tap into, you know, your higher self and bringing that balance back to your life and focusing, you know, on using your third eye. I don't like if you guys can see here, you know, her eyes like almost aren't open right here. Like, I don't know if they're closed or I'm not, but you know, you can't like see the pupil of the eyes here, but up here, the third eye is open. So this is seeing the world with your third eye, seeing things with your third eye and not these two eyes. Really paying attention to what's going on. And you know, this crab here stands out to me. Yeah, again, like what I'm picking up from the crab and like these two turtles that are here is the balance of energies, because the crab symbolizes Cancer, and Cancer, you know, is sometimes known to have emotions that can be very high and very low, like very like up and down or moody. And so this is balancing those out with the two turtles here, like you know, that crabby energy, that moody energy that can come up, balancing those things out, going within, using your gifts, using your third eye. You know, and I just want to say this goes for all twin flames, no matter how long you've been on this journey. Twin flames deal with a lot of interference. And it may seem like outside interference, like, well, it's always outside interference, but you know, at one point, like early on in the journey, like you recognize it as it being, you know, another person or another situation or a job. There's always some kind of interference that's happening. There's always like this third energy that is, you know, interfering in the relationship in some way. And, you know, usually there's a reason for all of that. But when you're on this journey for a little while, you start to know and recognize that some of this interference that you're dealing with isn't coming from this physical realm. This interference is coming from things that we cannot exactly see with our two eyes. And I think that there may be some of this going on during Venus in retrograde. And that's why you're being asked to really like use your third eye, know, you know, stand in your truth, know your truth. Things may come in and try to distract you or get you in a different place than where you need to be. And so, you know, stand in this Empress energy. And then underneath the deck, we had the Queen of Fire. And so this is like a passionate, driven woman. This is a feminine energy. This is somebody who knows what she wants. She can have what she wants. She knows that she can get whatever it is that she wants. And she is confident within herself. And she is passionate about everything that she's doing. And again, the third eye is open here as well. So this is about really standing in your feminine energy, keeping that balance, not letting, you know, things that are trying to come in and distract you, keep you from your mission or what it is that you need to do to stay in this Empress energy. I definitely see divine feminine right here. Like, you are the divine feminine. You know this. And if something comes in to try and pull you away from that knowing, you need to recognize it and get away from that energy and get yourself back into this Empress energy. Yeah, that's what I'm really seeing here. So I'm going to pull some clarifiers to see maybe if we can get some more information specifically. Now, this is going to be, this is for like a collective energy. So, I don't know how specific we're going to be able to get here, but I'll try and get some clarifiers here as to, what this Six of Fire is. What is this distracting type energy that is going to be coming in to try and pull us off of our path? Spirit, can I have some clarifiers for the Six of Fire here? What is the Six of Fire? Okay, I have the Seven of Swords. That's not surprising. Let me see. I'm going to pull 3 clarifiers. The Three of Cups. I knew it when when I was talking about this, but I had to have some extra clarity on it. One more card, Spirit, for a clarifier on this Six of Fire. Okay. So what I have here is the Seven of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Four of Swords. So this is somebody who has been sneaky and deceitful in the past, a person that has lied or cheated or kept things from you. And this could have been in a third-party situation. In this card, we see 2 women and a man. So there could have been another woman that was involved in this situation. And that was what this Seven of Swords energy was. Somebody was being deceitful, cheating, lying, not telling you the whole truth. And it puts you in this place of rest, of having to surrender. And this guy has his hands crossed around his chest, guarding his heart. So there's probably going to be a situation that comes in here during Venus in retrograde that is going to make you reflect on this situation. Just because in the card there's 2 women here, I think for a lot of people that could be the situation. But the third party situations don't always have to be another relationship, another intimate relationship. Sometimes third party situations can be, a job. It can be a business partnership. It's just basically any kind of third energy that interfered in the relationship, and basically caused a distance or some kind of an issue between you and the divine counterpart. So, yeah, and then underneath the deck we have the Knight of Wands. So here we go. Here's the player. Here's the player guy, or the guy who comes in and out, comes in fast and leaves fast and doesn't stay. So I don't know. This could be, another relationship within your life that you're dealing with. Maybe this isn't your divine counterpart. Maybe this is someone else that you've had this issue with. And there's something about this issue that's going to be presenting itself here during the time of Venus retrograde that's going to have you resting and reflecting on it. Yeah, there may even be some deep hurt or inner feelings about what took place within this situation. You know, the pain and the hurt and the betrayal that happened because of this third party situation. Those feelings that you have not yet released could be coming up to the surface during this time. And, you know, you are being basically pushed to transcend this energy and get yourself balanced again and get into this Empress energy and the Queen of Water and the Queen of Fire, because, you know, you're a badass bitch, basically. I mean, excuse my French, but I mean, you are. You don't need to focus on this. You don't need to focus on this kind of energy. If this person wants to stay in this energy and wants to basically treat you like you're an option and be deceitful and lie and keep things from you, then whatever, let them do that. But you don't need to be a part of it. You don't need to have to feed into that pain or the blame, you know, or any of that. You know, like, just get away from it. Stay away from it. Do what you need to do to heal whatever's inside of you that happened because of this, whatever things it brought up inside of you, but move past it. And if this person doesn't want to get out of this and doesn't want to treat you with respect, then leave that person behind too, because then at that point it's up to them to, you know, become the person that they need to be. A person that treats you like you're not an option, that like you are an empress. Like they need to do that and figure that out within themselves. You're going to be figuring yourself, you're going to be an empress. You're going to be the queens and the empress. Like, you're going to be good. So if this person's coming back around, or issues from the situation's coming back around, you know, stay in your empress energy and let this person figure this out within themselves. Any other messages for the divine feminine? Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. Here we have the Emperor. I'm talking about the Empress over here. You need to wait for this Emperor. If this person who's a liar and cheater and did the third party situation is not coming out of being this person, is not seeing the things that they did and finding it within themselves to become an emperor, then there's another emperor out there for you. Wait for the Emperor. Okay? So I'm going to pull a few cards for the masculine energy for people who have been on this journey for over a year now. So Spirit, can I have some messages for the masculine energy for the group of twin flames that have been on this journey for over a year now? What is the masculine energy for Venus in retrograde? Masculine energy for Venus in retrograde. Masculine energy for this Venus in retrograde. Okay, we have the Five of Fire, or the Five of Earth. Sorry. Alrighty. We have the Child. Masculine energy. And then we have the Ten of Fire and the Eight of Earth. Okay. So what I'm seeing from here is that masculine energy during this Venus in retrograde may be having some financial things going on here with this Five of Earth and the Eight of Earth. You know, realizing that there is some kind of lower vibrational interference going on when it comes to their material world. So this can be at a workplace, this can be in a marriage or a family situation, but it's something in your material world that, I mean, this person, there's only 2 cards in this deck that I don't like the energy of them, and this is one of them. This person is like the devil, and it's like, what I pick up from it is like they're a sneaky devil, you know, like you didn't know they were a devil at one time, or you didn't know that they had this negative lower vibrational energy or something. You didn't know, like, the trickery, like the fact that he has these playing cards. It's like, come on, this person is playing you. And it has something to do with either a business, a job, you know, a marriage, something that you, is keeping your stability together. You know, for some people, this could involve a marriage where they have a child, or you have a child with somebody. And that's what's kind of like keeping you in this space. But I mean, from personal experience, I'm just going to tell you that if you're staying in a relationship just for the children, and you and your partner do not have a healthy relationship, you are just going to damage this child, and you know what I mean, as time goes on, because you're not showing them a healthy, you're not being, you know, you're a role model for this child. And by staying in a relationship that isn't healthy, or where there's not some kind, you know what I mean, like some love involved, and it's all about, you know, stability and you know, status and all of that, you know, that's what your child is going to see. That's what they're going to know. And then when they get older, they end up, you know, repeating the cycle. So, you know, if that's the reason why you're staying in a situation, you know, maybe you need to think about that. And these are the issues that are going to be coming up here during the time of Venus in retrograde. But I see that because of, you know, because you're recognizing this trickster, this like demon-like trickster, because you're recognizing that, you're wanting to start something new, have a new beginning, be in this unconditional love vibration, like have the, you know, like you want this new energy. It's hard to see, you know, on this camera, but like the light is like shining onto this. This is like spiritual, just unconditional love. Like this is the universe. Just, it's beautiful. All the like purple and white. I mean, this is, and then like the hummingbird with the flower, like this is what you want. You want happiness. And, you know, maybe after you're realizing, you know, who this like little manipulator is over here, you're wanting to kind of get away from that and go into this. And because of that, you're going to find yourself in this 10 of fire, which to me is a spiritual awakening. And some of you may already be spiritually awakened, but you know, we go through times where it's like we get disconnected. We detach from what we know is true. But whatever this situation is that's taking place during Venus in retrograde, it's got you desiring to have this new beginning. For some of you, it could be desiring to have a child with your divine counterpart, desiring to have a new beginning just in life, being like a child. And that passion or that desire is going to drive you to the point where you are really going to like experience this enlightenment. This guy is on fire. All of his chakras are lit. His third eye is open. He's connected. He is connected. This person is fully awake and knows where it is that they need to go. And after they experience this, there's no question about it. Like, this person knows what they need to do. They're fully enlightened. They're passionate and driven. And, you know, so the overall energy here was the Eight of Earth. And so, again, this is like connecting to your inner self. Connecting. And this, too, can be, you know, connecting to the divine feminine. Even if you're not, like, in full contact right now. If there's some kind of a separation going on, and I guess it doesn't have to be like a full separation where, you know, nobody's talking to each other. It definitely can be. But a separation where there's just something where you guys are not together. You're not in a committed relationship. So this is connecting to the divine feminine in some way. And this could be connecting to her in a telepathic way. So you could be feeling her energy around you when she's not physically there. You can hear her speaking to you if she's not physically there. The feminines have been dealing with this for quite some time now. I'm sure a lot of the feminines are wondering if you're dealing with it. It looks to me like the potential is here for you to connect on that level, but whether you are or not, I think is up to you. This is telling you to open up to that. And I think, you know, with this Ten of Fire, you may be opening up to that. But there's something going on here. Someone is either gonna like piss you off, or you're going to just see it. You're gonna see it and you're gonna know it. You're gonna know that this person is no good. And something about that situation or that person is gonna push you into the desire of wanting this new beginning, this new start. And it's going to fire up this spiritual awakening. So I'm going to pull some clarifiers for the divine masculine. What is this Five of Earth? What is this Five of Earth about? Spirit, can you please give me some clarifiers for the Five of Earth for the divine masculines? Okay, the Knight of Swords, the Judgment card, the Ace of Pentacles, ooh, and then the Hierophant. Okay. So this may be an argument or a fight, some kind of communication that comes through harshly. And it causes almost like it caused you to feel really shitty. But because you felt really shitty, a new you arose from that. Like you went through like the dark night of the soul and you got through that. And you may then have started focusing on your money. Yeah, I'm almost picking up that you used business or finance, something to do with the material world. It could be another relationship. like a marriage that you're involved in. Um, you were using this to distract yourself from what took place here. Something took place here that was harsh and kind of forced you to go through a dark night of the soul and reawaken. But I'm not sure you fully reawakened, because it's almost like you then started focusing on something else. And so underneath the deck, we have the Hierophant. And in this deck, the Hierophant, I see this as surrender. This is surrendering. Surrendering to what's going on. Don't distract yourself. You know, figure out what this is. Figure out what this judgment is. You know, did you fully experience the dark night of the soul? Did you really get in touch with your inner self? Or did you kind of do it, and once it started happening, you were like, I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to focus on this instead. This is surrendering to what you need to do in order to get to that Emperor energy. Get into your divine masculine self. You know, you've got to surrender. You've got to get into your emotions. You've got to figure out, you know, why did this affect you the way that it did? Why did this harsh communication or whatever, you know, harsh situation, why did that affect you the way that it did? You know, digging deep to figure that out. Surrendering to it. And you know, I think that when you do that, you know, you'll be able to make that movement forward. You know, that's kind of like this Ten of Fire here. It's like, okay, I figured it out. I'm gone. I got my horse and chariot. I'm about to go, you know, find my new beginning. So, that's what I got for this, you know. So that Five of Earth, that manipulative, negative, lower vibrational energy could be you. It could be somebody in your life or a reoccurring situation, you know, that is bringing up this lower energy. Or it could be your inner self that you're not wanting to look at. You're not wanting to look at your shadow side. Or you're not wanting to go into the depths of that. Because there's some ugly things down there. But, you know, it's not, you know, it might be bad or kind of hard to deal with for a little bit. But once you come out of that, it's so amazing. It is, I mean, it's like the best thing. There's no, I have not experienced any feeling that good other than having, you know, like a child, which a lot of men can't really. I guess, you know, you could, well, no, because you don't go through the physical pain that the women go through, but, yeah, it's very enlightening. And when you come out of that dark night of the soul and you fully face your demons and you come out on the other side, it's absolutely wonderful. So do we have any other messages for Divine Masculine? Any other messages for the Divine Masculine? Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, the Star card, and the Chariot, and the Hermit, and the Ace of Cups. All major arcanas. So you guys are going through a really transformative time right now. You know, this is clearing karmic cycles. You know, going after your wishes and your desires. Moving quickly towards it once you figure out, you know, what is the karmic wheel, breaking that karmic wheel. You know, your wishes and your desires, going towards that, because you went within. You went within and figured this out within yourself. You isolated yourself, spent some time alone, went within, you know, figured out what this, you know, lower vibrational energy is all about, why you felt the way that you have, why you've dealt with the things that you've dealt with. And then you experience unconditional love, the Ace of Cups. And this is going to start off as unconditional love for yourself. Loving yourself. Knowing that what you deserve. And then once you have that love for yourself and that appreciation for yourself, you're going to then, connect to something else, maybe a divine partner, and experience what it is that you want, that passion and desire that you're looking for. But you need, it's going to be going within and facing those, that shadow side. But once you do that, this looks amazing. Looks really good. So during Venus in retrograde, you could be dealing with, with having to go through some of that, lower vibrational energy. So I'm going to pull, an oracle card for this group of twins. What messages do we have for this group of twin flames? What other messages do they need to know? Passion. Rebirth. And goddess. So yeah, Venus is a goddess energy and she's going retrograde. But because she's going retrograde, she's making you look at that goddess energy, whether you are a goddess or you're dealing with a goddess. Passion. Having passion for, what you want. What do you truly desire? What do you want? What is your passion? What are you passionate about? Rebirth. Letting the old die and being reborn again.